the breakdown with Nath Johnny.
I hated that. I was just whispering. You tried to make it creepy. No, I know what you're doing.
See, we're trying to be better lovers.
Doesn't make any sense.
Well, we're just being sexier and...
No, what does creepy whispering got to do with being a better lover?
Well, you know, like, sometimes, like, you just want to be, like, you whisper in someone's ear, so be like, hey, Nath, how you doing today? And I just come and, like, nuzzle.
That's not making you a better lover. That makes you fucking annoying.
Oh.
I'm thinking to make a joke about how you could listen to this, because it's 30 under 13. You are 30 plus 13 plus 43.
I'm 30 over 30.
So anyway, checking out a brand new band. This is Better Lovers.
But it's a special band because it is, as you all probably know if you've been on the channel for a hot minute, one of my equal top 2 favourite bands of all time was the marvellous, fantastic, very special, incredible Every Time I Die. Unfortunately, the band parted ways a little bit over a year ago, but guitarist Jordan Buckley, bass player Steve Michichi, and I think that's how you say it, Michichi? I don't know.
It's a fun name.
It is. And the drummer Goose have been working behind the scenes on a new project that they've been teasing. It is finally dropped, and I've just found out and just realised that they also have the very talented Will Putney on guitar, and the vocalist is none other than Greg Puciato from the Dillinger Escape Plan. So another one of my favourite bands of all time. This is fucking exciting for me. I am very, very excited.
I know. Your erection hit the table when you sat down.
But I'm also very curious.
What are you expecting?
I'm expecting one of two things. It's either going to be basically sort of like an Every Time I Die meets Dillinger in intensity and ferocity, or they're going to come out a little bit of sort of left field and it might be maybe a little bit more of a sort of dirty, sleazy, southerny rock sort of vibe.
That's just an amalgamation of Dillinger and Every Time I Die.
No, but I mean leaning more towards the rock and roll side than the abrasive, technical, proggy, hardcore side. Either way, I will almost bet my left nut that this is going to be fucking fantastic.
That's his worst one, though. So
it is. It's the one that's essentially just a hardened sultana.
If you're new here, thanks for being here. If you're an old hat, welcome back. We love you.
Let's go. Hat?
That's a term for people who are an old cap.
Huh.
How far are you willing to reach? While you're covering outcomes that you cannot achieve. Now you're on a mission, but you won't complete. Shouldn't hold on to me, trying to let go of me, of what you'll never be. You'll have moral mind of a fool that never learns. You're fucking nothing to me. Only not because I made you so.
Oh my god.
This is exactly Every Time I Die meets Dillinger. Actually.
This is already fucking track of the year. This is just, it's everything that I wanted.
I'm really glad, Johnny.
Only not because I made you. Only not because I made
Oh, that is catchy as fuck.
It's a sick riff.
Shit off my past, and now you're gone. So hang yourself on that leash. Oh, in your mind there's a fool that never learns. You're fucking nothing to me. Only now because I made you so.
Oh. This is like some classic A-tier.
Are you overlooked now? No one cares when you speak. While you're disappearing, where you wanna be seen. It's what you wanna be seen. But you feel I'm over. 30 under 13.
Oh, yeah. on to your dicks.
We're pumping it up. Oh, that camera truck runner is sick.
Yeah. Oh. Oh, Jordan, get on the shred. Fuck yeah. That's something we didn't hear a lot of him do in Every Time I Die, was get his shred on.
Yeah, that's true.
He's an incredibly great guitarist as well. I reckon he's super underrated. Because he's not one of the guitarists that people talk about.
He's not a flash guitarist.
But if you listen to Every Time I Die's back catalogue, so many of those riffs are incredibly difficult and incredibly flashy.
But within the whole song, they don't stand out as being that.
Yeah, it's because they're just full of riffs. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, here we fucking go.
Don't you want to pay everything? How far are you willing to reach? You can't be gone like this fucking machine. Oh, you shouldn't hold on to me. Hold on to me. Let go of me. Let go of me. You shouldn't hold on to me. Hold on to me. Try to let go of me. Let go of me. Of what you'll never be.
Oh, man. I couldn't be happier. I could not be happier with that.
They came at guns are blazing on that one. That's an interesting thing because that's just balls to the wall straight away.
Yeah.
My concern there is that was so much. That's exactly what you wanted.
Yes.
I worry that future releases might not live up to your expectations because that ticks literally all the boxes that I know that you want. This is me being in your head right now. It's uncomfortable for me to be there, but I'm there.
What do you see?
It's just dicks. When that's exactly, it ticked all the boxes of what you want.
That was fucking perfect.
If the next release strays from that or doesn't tick all that in the same way, I wonder if it's going to have that same effect or if it's just going to be like, that first single was so good and now I'm not as into it for each one. And maybe they will continue to just have relentlessness. I don't know. That just, for me, that's exactly what I expected, what I hoped.
Yeah. It was one of either two sort of things that I expected, and I'm very happy that that's what we got. I wouldn't be surprised if the next one is a bit more of a single-esque sounding.
Yeah, that was nowhere near rock and roll. That was just
obviously
metal-licious.
there's still, look, it's gonna be so hard to not compare them to their previous works,
of course,
because they're both such well-established and well-respected and loved bands, and Jordan does have a very iconic style to his songwriting, his guitar playing, and then obviously Greg's voice is just, it's just so iconic.
Yeah, it is very signature. I felt like there was moments in there though, like the drums in that weren't as Every Time I Die-esque. I felt like they were a bit more. I thought the drums were really unique and interesting. That they stood out to me way more than they do in Every Time I Die.
Okay. Yeah, he's a great drummer.
He's a great drummer,
style.
and I think he stood out more in this than he has in Every Time.
maybe that's a bit of a conscious decision that they've had moving forward to give everyone a little bit more sort of space to showcase themselves. Because Every Time I Die, obviously they had a lot of songs that they would sort of kind of break the mold of what they were. Like have a look at Thing with Feathers and stuff like that. But obviously they kind of still had to remain true to what they were. I think maybe now they've got an opportunity to push that boundary a little bit more. Like that thrashy bit in the centre was, that punk bit was so great.
Any of Will's influence on the writing of the music there?
So here's my concern. My concern is not about the songwriting. I think that they're all such well-rounded musicians and have been doing it for so long that they just don't write shit. And I think that it's going to work well. I think that it's going to work really, really well, and all the songs are going to be pretty
What are your
good.
concerns?
My concern is, like, Will Putney is just in so many things.
Yeah.
Like, is he going to stay a full-time member? Is it going to be one of those things where this band starts to get traction and he can't do it anymore? Yeah, so not a huge concern, I guess. Like, they could find another guitarist, like, but he's obviously a fantastic one. I am very, very keen to hear more from them. I'm so keen to see how Jordan's songwriting goes with the other elements of Greg's voice, because they had a lot of sort of nice, rocky and Faith No More-esque sort of stuff in Dillinger, and even his solo stuff. So, yeah, that was just so much fucking fun. That's going to get played a lot.
My real question here is, how do you feel about his real thin moustache thing? How do you feel about that moustache? Greg had the real, just off the lip, perfect line moustache. Did you notice?
I noticed one thing about his mouth. I was like, oh, I wonder if he's got like veneers or something, because he was quite teethy and very smiley.
Okay.
Or maybe it was just accented by the moustache.
Maybe, yeah. I've always found that moustache, facial hair look to be very interesting. Obviously I have a weird moustache, but the very thin, manicured pencil one.
Yeah.
That to me looks like such an effort to maintain at all times.
And you would have to be on top of it all the time.
Because it's so thin and you can't let it get long. Otherwise, I feel like that look, if it's slightly long, it's just going to look ratty.
Like a little bit of a mess.
Yeah.
Like when you were like 16, 17 and you first had your like bit of like, what did they call it, bum fluff coming through. You had the couple of random
24 for me.
Actually, you know what? It was probably about the same for me. Like James, my brother, he's like 33 and he still can't grow a beard. It just kind of looks like someone's put glue on his face and got a handful of hair off the ground and just gone. Sorry, Jimmy.
Oh man, a little bum fluff face. That's okay. Man. Not everyone needs a beard.
No.
It's just an interesting facial hairstyle for me. You don't see it done very often. I wonder if because of it's so much work. He's always been an interesting dude, though.
Such an interesting dude.
He was also covered up. He was so muscular back in the day.
He's very masculine. Yeah.
Muscular, not masculine.
He's both.
Yeah, but I wasn't saying he's masculine. I was saying he's muscular.
Okay.
It was covered up. He was wearing a jacket. I want to know, does he still have the muscles?
So, are you requesting here, in front of everyone, Greg, could you please take off your jacket for us? Nathan wants to see your muscles.
You're on social media? Probably go to look at that.
Yeah.
Sure, he's got some sort of photos around that. I remember the first time I saw Dillinger, and I was just like, holy fuck, that dude's a man mountain.
Meat axe.
Was so jacked.
Yep.
Sick. Love that. I love it from him that stays on top of that fitness.
Yeah, for sure. What are you saying?
That's my main problem with you, Johnny.
Fitting his body in the tight shirts. Jesus Christ. Anyway, thanks for hanging. Tell us what you thought. And if you're not fans of Every Time I Die or the Dillinger Escape Plan, highly suggest you go and check them out because they have an extensive back catalogue.
If you're not fans of them, don't go check them out. If you haven't heard them, go check them out.
No, if you're not fans, go and listen to them. You fucking arsehole.
What? Johnny made me hate this. We'll see you guys next time.
Please. I did it again.
Yeah, I know. I intentionally didn't do it because I was like...